Hello all. It's James again from menwhoareabused.com. And today we are going to talk a little bit about taking back someone that has cheated on you. And what the end goal of the toxic person is really about. And how taking back a cheater fits into the end goal of a toxic person. You see, the end goal of a toxic person is always complete domination of their victim. They want to con and bully, manipulate, and push their victim into a subservient position, to where they are completely dominated and have no control. You see, the toxic abuser fantasizes about unlimited control and power over others. And when they find a good victim, they start to work their lies on this person in order to obtain this goal. Now I want to say, ladies, this information can be beneficial for you too, as toxic abusers that are men have the same goal. However, I am a man speaking from the male side and for men that are abused. So please keep that in mind. So ladies, you can just use this same information for yourself if you find that this situation is something you are facing. With that being said, you have to understand that cheating on one's partner, then getting them to take you back, is all part of a grand plan of the toxic person. For the male victim, it's almost the final step in completing full domination for the toxic abuser. The final step being a woman making a man raise a child that is not his. But we will talk about that in another video. You see, in dealing with a toxic person that has cheated on you, if you take that person back, what it will do is tell this toxic abuser you have literally no boundaries and they now have complete dominant control over you in the relationship. Many toxic abusers will make you feel like you did something wrong that led them to cheat on you, and that you need to accept 50% of the blame for their infidelity. Regardless of what their excuse is, they know they have nailed one of the last nails in your coffin to seal your fate. This to the toxic abuser is one of the biggest power rushes and highs they can get. That is in that they just cheated on their partner, and still have their relationship. And not just have the relationship, but is in utter control of it. You see, the toxic abuser has been testing you, the victim, for quite some time leading up to this cheating. They rush you into a dream fantasy courtship of a fast-moving relationship full of sex and what seems to be loving treatment. Then out of nowhere they start picking fights for literally no reason whatsoever, however convincing you that you are 50% of the problem. With each step they take and problem they throw your way, they realize how you have literally zero boundaries for this poor treatment. And just because you might stand your ground and argue back with them does not mean you have boundaries. What it means is the exact opposite. It means that you not only have zero boundaries, but you are going to be a participant in their ugly dysfunctional lie they are performing on you. You see, a person with firm boundaries won't deal with this mistreatment, and will only see that it is escalating, which will make them make the choice of a permanent breakup. But the person that just stays and deals with this person's toxic life is showing they have no boundaries whatsoever. Toxic abusers' mouths water at the thought of this. They test and test their victim, and push them to the limits, until they are ready for one of the worst tests of all. It's the test of them cheating on you, and if you will stay with them or not. You see, though these toxic types are quite skilled at their activities, and in not getting caught, oftentimes they do get caught by accident, and many times they let themselves get caught on purpose so they can test you once again. Once caught, they want to see after all the smoke and arguing is cleared, and maybe even fake apologies on their part. Are you willing to stay? If you stay, you have just spoken loud and clear to the toxic abuser that you are willing to be abused and dominated, and they now have free rein to do so. Though you might have a blissful honeymoon phase where they are so-called working on bettering your relationship, this ugly pattern will no doubt rear its ugly head again. And maybe even worse next time. You see, most people confuse forgiveness with taking abuse. You can forgive someone, yet move forward with your life without them. Just because you broke up with a person and moved on, does not mean you forgave them any less. I like to think of it this way. If a friend came into your house and stole your wallet, Then when caught, they admitted it and gave you your wallet back. Even if you forgave them, would you let them back in your house again? You see, in this instance you would be right to say, "Thanks for giving me my wallet back, and I forgive you. However, I will not be able to allow you into my house again." And in doing so you would be well justified. If you did not do so, the thief will now know you have no boundaries and they can steal from you at any time they want. And if caught, they can just say they are sorry. The same rule should be applied if someone cheats on you, but what if you are married? Well, in most religious teachings, if a person is married to you and they cheat, they are told goodbye for good. They are done forever and no longer your wife. Because once they have laid with another man, they are seen as defiled. And the relationship is now over. I say this because many people say that because of their beliefs they have to forgive. And guess what? I believe the same thing. But forgiving someone does not mean you are taking them back. It just means you forgive. No more. No less. And that this woman is no longer your wife. Now I mention this because there are many people asking me questions. And their questions come from what their particular beliefs may or may not be. And I have had people confused about this. So I wanted to address this fact for those that may be confused. As I know everyone out there has their own way of believing. However, most good people have a similar decent code of how they go about life. It all goes back to the point of, once you have taken the cheater back into your life, they are just licking their chops and relishing how much power they have over you, and how boundaryless and weak you are. Taking back a cheater will almost always spell trouble, and that this cheating is part of the ultimate goal of the toxic abuser, with complete domination over their victim, which happens to be you. Knowing what the toxic abuser's plan is can help a victim make better choices. Knowing their goal is complete domination can hopefully empower the victim to stay strong, and not listen to the fake lies out of the mouth of the toxic abuser that has just cheated on you. And the thing to remember, when you exercise these boundaries, just like muscles, they will get stronger. No doubt the most in this world will be confronted with this ugly thing that happens in life. However, it's what you do in this situation that counts. The more you walk away from these people, the easier it will get. The first time is always the hardest, especially if they call you crying, saying how sorry they are. You just have to hold firm and just say no. This will create strength of you that others will sense when they meet and come to know you. They will come to know and see that you are a person that demands respect, and that you have boundaries in place in your life. However, society has a different message to people, in that though cheating is bad, you should give them a second chance and work it out. To this I say, no way. Cheating is just another form of domination and testing to see what abuse one individual is willing to take. Well guys, looks like that is all the time I have for today. Please remember, knowledge is power. The more you know, the more you can protect yourself. Until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourselves.